Hi, I'm Pam Parisian, and I want to thank you for the honor of being named a 2018 Outstanding Alumni of Roane State Community College. I graduated from Roane State 40 years ago, but I can assure you my experiences during my time there have served me well. Not long after I graduated from Roane State, I moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida to live with my aunt and explore life outside of rural Tennessee. My aunt worked for what is now AT&T, and I joined the company while continuing my education at night. I never expected I would end up working here for 38 amazing years. When I first started, it was just a job, but my mom and dad always taught me that any job worth doing is worth doing well. I started at the bottom, supporting a secretary by cleaning out musty rooms and microfiche, or delivering mail. Yep, that's called email these days. But I didn't mind rolling up my sleeves and getting my hands dirty. And as my reputation grew, so did my responsibilities. And over the next few years, I was gradually promoted to running one of those offices I delivered mail to a few years earlier. My degree from Roane State was in business administration with a focus in accounting, which was perfect for the revenue accounting office I managed. During a major strike, I crossed the picket line and began working directly with the software developers at headquarters for training, but it quickly became a two-way street. Together, we discovered how to automate and improve our work, and I saw firsthand the power of technology. I was so thankful for the class at Roane State where I'd learned enough about bits and bytes that I could relate to the programmers. Bridging the gap between the developers and the users of the system was my sweet spot, and I've literally built my career on bringing those experts together to create amazing new experiences for our customers and our reps. Not long after that, I was asked to move to Atlanta and work in IT for a brand new startup division of our company, Wireless. I led a small team of analysts doing exactly what I learned in Fort Lauderdale, to provide the software technology to support our rapidly evolving business. The next 10 years were a blur as the wireless industry was booming. My family grew too as I got married and had my two sons. I continued to draw upon several pivotal experiences when I was at Roane State. I remember when I was the president of the student body and found myself overextended with a huge fundraiser we were doing. Up until that point, most of my results came from my own personal effort. But I learned quickly that with an organized, aligned team of experts, the sky is the limit. Fortunately, our night of casino-style gaming and entertainment went great, and I took away many lessons in organizing and leading a team for success. Years later, when I led the technology integration of the Singular Wireless and AT&T Wireless merger to form the nation's #1 wireless carrier, I drew on that approach. I selected leaders from both companies and ensured we were aligned around a common goal and a precise execution plan as we launched a new common experience across the combined company in just 19 days after close, and ultimately consolidated those systems to save the company over $450 million annually. Before I could blink, it was 2007, and I was being put under a top-secret non-disclosure so my team could support the launch of the very first iPhone. I can assure you there is nothing like the stress of a very public launch, especially an Apple launch, where everything depends on our systems running smoothly. And if anything goes wrong, catastrophic meltdowns occur, or at least that's what it feels like. That's a heavy burden for any team, and especially a simple country girl from Tennessee. Believe it or not, before those iPhone launches, the only time I had ever felt that much showtime stress was when I was in the Miss Roane State contest. Dress rehearsal was awful, and I just wanted to quit. But I knew that wasn't an option. And somehow I managed to muster up my courage and run right through that fear. Thankfully, I not only didn't embarrass myself and my family, I won the talent portion and I came in first runner-up overall, which was great since that meant no repeat performance. I was done with pageant work, but I learned that when you face your biggest fears, you can accomplish more than you ever expect. As you can see, many of my lessons at Roane State were from activities outside of the classroom, although learning how to learn was probably the most valuable tool of all. Our world is evolving at such a fast pace. Continuous learning is a necessity when it comes to education in any career. So as you kick off this next session, remember that you're giving your students life lessons in not only the academics, but how to enjoy learning, how to organize teams that can achieve results that far exceed what they can do alone, and how they can face their biggest fears and do more than they ever thought possible. Roane State gave me that support, and now as President of Technology Development at AT&T, I have an organization of over 30,000 people and a multi-billion-dollar budget. But I'm ready once again to move from my comfort zone to the unknown world of retirement. I've learned that over time, unless you're uncomfortable, you probably aren't learning, and you're never too old to learn. So I plan on joining a couple of boards and doing some consulting. But I also plan to spend more time with my family in Crossville, Tennessee, just down the road from where you are, with my parents and brother and his family. In fact, I learned my neighbor's daughter starts Roane State this month at the Cumberland County Center. I wonder what lies ahead for her in the next 40 years. What potential does she hold inside her young mind and heart that she doesn't even know yet? You helped me unlock my potential 40 years ago. I've certainly done far more than I ever dreamed possible, and I'm proud that Roane State had a prominent role in my journey. Thank you again for this honor and recognition, and for what you do every day to teach and support the future leaders of our world. What you do really matters. Thank you.